Thank you all for the opportunity for us to share our newly launched Hubs at Fresno State Virtual Campus Mixed Reality platform. Hubs at Fresno State is developed to introduce first-time students to the Fresno State campus and offer all students the opportunity to meet and collaborate with classmates in a highly creative environment as an enhanced digital experience in addition to Zoom. For this demonstration, we will showcase Hubs at Fresno State and share with you some of the current projects, including potential faculty research interests. So let's start. I would like to direct your attention to my shared screen. Welcome to Hubs at Fresno State. This is the first XR mixed reality platform that DX has developed to offer an immersive, customizable platform for students in virtual skill development environments such as for nursing and healthcare professions. And you may ask what XR is. XR is a fully immersive environment that allows you to experience and interact entirely with a virtual world. We developed Hubs because we wanted to provide an enhanced digital experience for student engagement, which is extremely important during times like these because students cannot be on campus, and also to have a virtual learning and collaboration platform, in which my colleague Andrew will show you the features that will enable you to do so. You are able to select the experiences. If you have a VR headset, you can click that, but for this time we are going to enter with a web interface, and this is extremely helpful for times like these because not everyone has a VR headset. And you are able to experience this cutting edge technology because it is accessible for those with a mobile phone or a laptop and desktop. In order to mimic the real world interactions, sounds in Hubs is spatial, meaning that the closer you are to the source affects the sound level. So, as students enter Hubs, they may also want to change the avatar, and you are able to do so by clicking this icon here and the pencil icon and browse the avatars. But for this demo, I will just keep my avatar. So here on the left, you are also able to see the information center, and the information center will show you how to navigate through Hubs. And on the big screen here, students can view customizable content and also socialize with one another, like watch a movie or video. Moreover, as we look to the right, we are able to see an immersive 360 tour of the school. Thanks for listening to this introduction. Let's go meet with Andrew, and he'll show you how to use Hubs. Hey Andrew.
So for this next part of the demo, I want to show you some of the tools and features that we have in Hubs. To do this, I will walk you through some specific scenarios and show you how the tools we have make it such a good platform. So coming into this building, you'll see we have room 1. And room 1 is based off of a sort of elementary, maybe even kindergarten classroom. And you see everything in here is customized towards that theme, and it really points out that we can create all these customized options, all these customized rooms, and we can create a room that's tailored to your use case. So anything really that you imagine from a room, we can build it, we can put it into Hubs, as you can see here with this elementary classroom. So moving on to the second room down this hall here is where we'll really start the tools demo. You can see we're moving into room 2 now, and this is where I'll really start off here. So the first scenario I want you to imagine is I want you to imagine yourself as a college student who is trying to start a study group with some peers, some other classmates. So the first tool that Hubs really has to help you accomplish this is the simplicity of creating a room. So you can create your own custom room, your private room that only you will have access to with just one click with the Create Room button on the home page. And once you move into this room, sharing it with your friends is as simple as 2 clicks. Just clicking this share button and then copying the URL, and then you can share this room with any one of your classmates or friends that you want to have access to this room with you. So once everybody's joined into the room and you're ready to start your collaboration, you have a plethora of tools and features and Hubs that you can choose from to facilitate your studying. First is, of course, the audio channel. Similar to Hubs, you're able to talk to your teammates or anybody else in the room, really, through the audio channel. And what's cool about audio in Hubs is that it's spatial, which means that the closer you are to the source, the louder it actually is. So it gives a more realistic feel, and you feel like you're actually immersed into the environment. So the next feature I want to show is webcam sharing. So with your webcam here, just like Zoom, you can show your webcam video in real time that you can see. I pop up here. This is my video, and something cool about this is that you're just like with Zoom, you're able to share multiple at the same time, so everyone can have their video going, and you can see it from both sides as well. So looking that way and looking this way, so anybody in the room can see what you're looking at and what you're they can see you. So the next tool that we're going to go into is the ability to import rich media from the web. So what's really cool about this is that whatever you're studying, say if you're in the study group, you can copy it into the scene and bring it in so that everybody in the scene can see it. So I'll actually pretend that I'm in maybe a chemistry study group, and I'm going to pull in this picture of the table of elements. So now I can have this picture here as a reference, so whenever maybe I'm going to look at an element, I can come over here and look at it and see which one it is. And then I'm also going to pull in, let me come over here and copy this link, a video. So once this loads in, it'll be a nice video tutorial, not tutorial, but a video demonstration of some of the periodic table of elements and a little bit more background about it. And as you can see, we can have multiple study materials and study objects around the room to help facilitate our studies and maybe keep track of what we've been studying. If you want to have like a little history to go back to, you can always reference back. And speaking of referencing back, if you ever leave the room and you want these items to be saved here so they don't disappear, just click on this little pin button here, and now they'll be stuck there forever, and you won't ever lose your progress. So you can keep your personal room as a sort of database of all the studying that you've done throughout the semester or throughout the year, or however long you want to keep it for. So as you can see, these are very powerful tools that you can use in Hubs, and they greatly facilitate the student experience and the student ability to study and have group studies with their peers. Let's move on to the next room, and we'll talk about our next use case scenario. So the next scenario I want to talk about is how a faculty member or professor would use this platform. So imagine you're a professor and you want to set up a smart classroom. This is really not that easy in the physical world, but we're able to create a very similar experience in a much simpler way in the digital world because of its ability to host things like rich content and dynamic content, and just the dynamic nature in general of the virtual world. So the first tool that we're going to look at that teachers might use in creating their smart classrooms is the screen sharing tool. So I'm going to go ahead and select the screen sharing tool and click the Chrome tab that has my presentation on it. And this shows up here, just as you might expect, my presentation. And I'll go ahead and flip through some of the slides to show that this is real time. I only have 2 slides on this presentation, but it works for our purposes. And as you can see, it shares in real time, so you can present your lecture or whatever you're teaching in this format, and you'd be good to go there. And everyone in the room would be able to see. And say if they were pretty far back, see, I'll go back here, up the stairs a little bit. So you can't really see it from back here, but the cool thing is that you can bring it up into full screen so that anybody in the room could have a crisp and big view of whatever you are trying to present. Not only that, but you can actually scale it up and down with these tools here to also make it easier and a little more friendly for people to be watching as well. So the next tool I'm going to show is the ability to import 3D objects. So this one's actually super cool because you're able to give your students a good feel for whatever you're trying to show them in class, whether it's like a scientific instrument or a tool or maybe a piece of art that you want people or your students to see in person that maybe you would have passed around class beforehand, but now with in the virtual environment, you can't really do that, but these 3D models um, really do have a good replacement for that experience for students. And as you can see, there's various things for me to choose from. I'm on the Animals tab here, but there are a lot more options to choose from. But the real bread and butter of this tool is the ability to import your own 3D models, or to link to a custom 3D model on the web somewhere with just the URL. So you can show them whatever your custom content is and import it in here, and students can get a real 360 3D view for what the object actually is, and they can experience it in a much more immersed way. So the next thing I want to talk about is something that really has a good implications for research and maybe tours and other things like that. So I'll go ahead and click on this link here, and this will pop up what I want to show you next. So what you're going to see here is a 360 virtual reality environment that we've created based off of one of the research laboratories in the Science 2 building at Fresno State campus. And as you can see, it's an immersive 360-degree environment that you're able to enjoy in virtual reality or in the web like we're doing here. And you can interact with these markers and get a real feel for what's going on in the room. So you can see sample preparation and storage area, and you can see the optical table, and you can learn a lot about a research lab or any room really, but right now we're focusing on research labs to get them exposed and for people to learn more about what's going on inside of them. And in here, just like within Hubs, you're able to import and show rich content. So that was a quick look at our Research 360 labs, and which represent a very big opportunity for advertising and showing a lot of what Fresno State has to offer and a lot of the cool buildings and unique areas that we have. So the last tool that I'm actually going to show is the ability to create breakout rooms. So whenever you have a maybe group project or group discussion that you want your students to be engaging in, you could split them up into what we're calling breakout rooms or collaboration spaces. So you can see this is a doorway to breakout room 5, and I can enter through here, going through the door, and now you can see I'm inside of this this collaboration space, and if my fellow students were in here, we'd all be able to discuss whatever the topic is, or work on our projects. And just like in the other rooms, we're able to import media in this room. It's just like anywhere else. And this is where we would do a lot of our collaboration and group efforts here. So that's the last, that sums up everything that I wanted to show as far as the tools inside of Hubs. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk outside real quick and give you the last look of our scene here that we've created for you. So I'm going to fly up and give you a quick view of everything you see here. And yeah, this concludes our presentation, and I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all are excited as we are about this technology.